content creators, that is, for the As Jim Sees It channel. The other is my good friend Raymond Douglas, but he does not want to be recognized on film. He wants to stay off film and just work on writing and editing. So that's why you're stuck with my ugly mug every time. We are about 3.5 weeks out from the big trip, the big adventure on the road. Now, originally, I was going to go to Devil's Towers, but financially, some things happened where it might be straight to the Grand Canyon. We will not be visiting Devil's Towers. But who knows? Maybe some miracle will happen, and that won't be the case. Either way, we will not be denied of our great adventure, our great ride, great time. Right now, I'm listening to some pretty awesome techno music. Makes me feel happy when I listen to techno music and drive. A lot of this great adventure. Happiness. We will be traveling the roads. We will see the unknown. We will explore the unexplored. We will travel consciousness. I'm super tired from training today. I was at the rec center in Medina talking to my buddy McLean, and him and I hadn't talked in a while, and without getting any details, I thought something might have happened to him, something bad. I got a little emotional because I was concerned, not mad emotional. I was like, shit, dude, where the hell you been? I was super worried, da 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 da. And he's like, oh, you're good, man, you're good, I'm good. I'm like, okay, cool. And this lady from the Medina Rec Center comes up and goes, excuse me, you're being loud, and you're swearing. And I thought to myself, I don't think that I was swearing. Yeah, I'm being loud. I'm loud. So is he. Who cares? It's not a big deal. We're not in a library. We're in a gym. So she goes, and he was real polite. If there's one thing I can't stand as a human being, it's being told how I need to talk. I'm a 43-year-old man who understands that this is a country where you don't get told how you talk. That's not a thing. That don't fly. So I said to her, oh, did I swear? She goes, I think so. I was like, oh, what did I say? Because I wanted to, I knew she was lying. And she goes, well, I don't want to repeat it. She's all dramatic like that. And I'm like, she's like, just be mindful of where you're at. And I look at her and I said, oh, I'm aware where I'm at. America. And I don't think she caught that I was saying, so I'm going to say whatever I want, however I want to say it. I was concerned for my friend's well-being. That's why I was fucking swearing. I shouldn't. I'm trying to get sponsors and places to support. No, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to swear. I'm going to swear on the live feeds. Now, the ones where I edit, do the skits, things of that nature, I'm not going to swear. The live feeds, you're going to catch me swearing. So yeah, this lady was like trying to be a total whack job about the language I was using in the gym. And she couldn't even tell me what I had said because it was so derogatory. And I'm like, I know I didn't say anything that bad. I literally think I said shit because one of the guys that I was training disappeared for like, he went over to Russia to visit his girlfriend. And I said, all right, man, well, let me know how the vacation is when you get back. So when he gets back, and I message him, and he doesn't return my message. And I'm like, that's weird. So I started calling him. He's not returning any of my calls. His phone number got switched. And I'm like, dude, did he get like human trafficked or did he get kidnapped? Like, what the heck, man? This ain't like him. He returns calls, he returns text messages, all that stuff. Why is he not calling me back? So I never got a hold of him, and I left him a message that said, dude, if you do not call me back, I am going to file a missing persons report. And I had my boss at the time, who knew him, go over to his house to see if he was home, and he I can't get into the exact details of what he said, but long story short, I ran into the guy at the rec center today, and I was super excited to see him, and I was excited. So when I was explaining, like, dude, I was worried he got, like, kidnapped over in Russia or something, you know, this lady got all mad because I was being loud and swearing about it, but I didn't swear that bad. She's just an idiot. And even if I did, we're adults, and it's called free speech. I'm going to say what I want. This is like not a thing for me. I'm not going to not swear. That's never going to happen. People can say and think whatever they want. You will never catch me not swearing. Period. The end. Now, when somebody tells me, like, sir, can you please watch your mouth? No, I'm not going to. Like, I'm not going to exacerbate the situation by continuing to swear, but I'm not going to not swear. Like, fuck off. That's not happening. Like, you're in the wrong place. But she definitely didn't pick up when I told her, this is America. This is the place where we're allowed to say wherever we want. So I just listened to some techno on my iPad, driving, trying to develop an audience. You know, go ahead and subscribe and like the channel. Check out the videos. I'm going to be getting on the road here in about 3.5 weeks. I'm definitely going to scale the Grand Canyon. That's part of the plan. I don't care if I die. I'm going to climb that thing all the way down a Bright Angel Trail. Which, by the way, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit like concerned about because I've been training for it and reading about it. I think they had, on Bright Angel Trail, they had 3 people pass away already this year. And then recently, some guy got to the edge of the Grand Canyon to look over, like not to be crazy or anything. He just looked over, and that section underneath totally eroded and dropped onto the ground. And the guy wound up in the hospital. He fell like down the Grand Canyon, got super screwed up. So when I heard that, I was like, okay. My buddy Mark and I are the ones that are doing it. I was like, as soon as I get there, first thing I'm doing on that trail is I'm walking as close to the mountain as possible. Right against that thing. I am not farting around and being near the edge because I never thought about that. I never thought about the erosion. Like, I thought about every possible scenario I could run into, like, without experiencing it. I'll bring bear spray, obviously. I'm going to bring like thick leather shoes in case of snakes and insects. I'm going to be, you know, I'll have food on the trail for when I'm scaling down it, because that's like a big thing that a lot of people underestimate anytime they're hiking a long distance like that, is they don't bring enough calories for energy. And like, I don't know about anybody else, but when I start doing something physical and I'm like super hungry, I start feeling pain, and I can push through the pain. But what I can't get through is when my mind starts saying, like, you need to stop and chill out and relax and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to relax. So I'm going to make sure to bring plenty of food for the hike down Bright Angel Trail. My goal is to get it done in 6 hours. That's what the average person gets it done in. It's my first big hike. It is high altitude, but what I've been doing to train for that is dragging sleds and walking long distances. Like, I dragged a sled 3.2 miles, and it weighed 35 pounds in 51 minutes. And then I hiked another 3.2 miles right after that without a sled to get like a high lactic threshold. That took me about 2 hours and 20 minutes. Last night I did almost 5 miles, but an hour and a half of that was with the sled on, and 40 minutes of that hour and a half was with 35 or 50 pounds total that I was dragging behind me. So I should peak out correctly for when I get on the Grand Canyon, and then everything should go as such. The high altitude training, I'm like not too concerned with. The one thing I did read about was that I learned about was altitude sickness. But I think since we're going down, the altitude sickness is probably not going to be as likely as if we were going up. And again, I've been training a lot of HIIT training, like doing high intensity walking that's weighted for long periods of time. So my heart rate is used to being kind of maxed out when I'm walking. So when I'm breathing heavy and I feel exhausted and I feel tired and my muscles are fatigued and don't have a lot of oxygen, like they're used to pushing through that. So I can tell you this, it's going to be quite an adventure. I am looking forward to doing this hike, and Bright Angel Trail, if you get a chance to check it out online, it's pretty beautiful. It's like pink and orange. One thing I do have to watch out for is there's these, I see that. What's up, brother? What's going on with you, man? A1Z. That's a pretty cool name. Anyhow, pink rattlesnakes is the one thing you got to watch out for when you're at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be challenging, that's for sure. I tell you what, I'm glad we're going it'll essentially be the 4th week in October, that weekend. It's the 3rd week in October, the 3rd weekend in October. And then from there, I'm going to be going to, from there it'll be, Florida. Down to Florida to help the family for a little while. I mean, obviously when I'm in Florida, I'm still going to be doing a lot of uploads about the van life, how to live the van life, tips and tricks for the van life, kind of what you go through, what it's like, what you're going to experience. Again, I'm pretty, what do you say? What's the right word when you've done something a bunch of times? Not schooled, but I'm pretty schooled in the schooly life, bus life, van life. I did the bus life for 3.5 years, and 2 of those years was in Ohio with no heat in the vehicle because I was like, just buy some camping gear to keep you warm. And I'll tell that story and how to stay warm if you're experiencing that in cold areas. And let's say the heater breaks down, or you don't want to do a heater, which you'd be crazy not to do a heater. But I've seen people online do it, man. There's been a lot of people that have done the bus life and the van life. They have no heater and they're staying somewhere for the winter. Like, it's totally, your body will adjust. And what's funny is you'll lose weight too, because you'll burn extra calories when you're sleeping to keep your body warm. But yeah, I'm also going to be putting an upload of how to build a air conditioner, like a little mini air conditioner. That's going to be on the channel after I get to Florida, and kind of some different areas you can go to in Florida and visit while you're there. I mean, a good place to visit in Florida is definitely Blue Spring Falls. I'm going to check that out. I'll go there. I'll go to the ocean. We'll have, different experiences. Not like a travel channel or a travel vlog, but I'll just have different things up and going for the channel. Keep things rolling for you, the audience. If you just tuned in or you've been watching the whole time, go ahead and check out my channel. Subscribe, hit the notifications bell for latest on the greatest video uploads, and appreciate the continued support. 3.5 weeks we'll be out, and see you then.